Hey guys, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about how planning the night before for 5 to 10 minutes will save you 20 hours of not non-focused work, right? And the reason why planning helps you save so much time, especially if you do it the night before, is that your brain has a sense of urgency and it knows where to direct its energy. See, if you just wake up in the morning with no plan, no action, no intention, then you'll just go to your default mode of whatever you do in the morning. And usually, for most people, that's picking up your phone and scrolling or responding to text messages, sleeping in, just all these negative habits that actually set you back from actually doing what you know you should be doing and want to do more of. So, once I started implementing this, where I would literally just write out my top three tasks, I can't talk right now, my top three tasks for the next day, and I spend 5 minutes deciding how I want to direct my energy that next day, I save so much time because the instant I wake up, I already know, okay, I have to get to this thing, or I have to wake up and do this, or I have to, there's just so many things that you can put your energy towards in the morning while your willpower is at its highest and you have the capacity, right? Because as we go on throughout the day, our willpower just drains and more, and by the time you get to bed, there's certain tasks that you just don't have the cognitive load or the mental energy to take on, and it's best to be done earlier in the day. Now, some things that you can plan ahead for are any appointments you have, doctor's appointments, meetings, lunch with your friends. You also want to make sure that that's in your calendar first, so you know how you can time block or work around all the other tasks that you need to do for the day. Once you have your appointments set in your calendar, now you're going to go into what you want to accomplish for that day. So I like to pick 3 tasks. Some people like to do 5, some people like to focus on 1. It really depends on you. Everybody's different. If you're kind of new to this whole planning the day system, my recommendation is anywhere from 1 to 3 tasks per day, and just build that momentum and that confidence to finish those 3 tasks first before you try to add on more to your plate. And once you do that, you want to be able to just list out simple tasks. Maybe you have a deep work task, something that's going to require 90 minutes of focus or 2 hours of focus, and you want to allocate time for that in your day. Next, maybe you have a maintenance task. Maybe you have to declutter your garage, or you have to clean your dishes or do your laundry. Like, you want to add some of that stuff in there, because if that stuff tends to pile up, it just makes us more and more drained. And for a third task, I would kind of add something in between, maybe something for growth, maybe like reading a book, studying a YouTube video, studying a course, anything that's going to help with your personal development. And I think having a mix of those type of goals is going to help you get closer to the type of person that you want to become, and build a lot of momentum, and also save you time, energy, and hours wasted by not having a plan and just going in blind. When you take the time, especially the night before, to plan, everything in your subconscious is working as you're sleeping to figure out what's the most efficient and best way to do it, because our brains are like goal-seeking machines. If you program it for a certain task, it's going to find a way to do that task. So if our brain is like the most powerful machine that we can have, why not program it? Why just let it go to the default setting where it's going to seek dopamine? Our brain's natural function is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. And a lot of the times, if we don't keep those bad habits in check, we tend to seek pleasure in escaping through social media, movies, TV shows, friendships that no longer serve us, things that harm our health like smoking or drugs or fast food. And that becomes our source of pleasure instead of seeking discipline and willpower and self-control, which at first it's going to be painful. Our brain sees that and it's like, ooh, like I want to avoid this, like this is painful, like this doesn't feel good. But once you're able to flip that switch in your brain to where seeking pleasure or having self-control is pleasurable, you become unstoppable as a human being. And when you understand that bad habits can be super painful over the long period of time, like drinking, smoking, eating a bunch of junk food, brain rotting on social media every single day for 4 hours, like those things don't serve you, and they are going to program your brain for you to continually seek those negative sources of pleasure. Those are negative sources. And if you just take the time to plan your day out and program your mind, you will be unstoppable. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. I don't know if I made any sense in that middle part, but I hope you guys get the gist. And take 5 minutes today. I don't care if it's 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. and you're about to go to sleep. Like, write down 3 things that you want to do tomorrow and just act on it as soon as you get up. And once you build that momentum, it's going to start to feel good to check that list off and just be a productive human being. And a side note to say, being productive is not like the end all be all. But as humans, when we see progress, that becomes a source of joy and a source of happiness instead of the end goal that we tend to seek. So if we can always chase progress and get better each and every day, that is the end goal, and you can do that through planning your to-do list. So do that today. Hope you guys like this video. Comment down below if you got something out of it, and subscribe if you like this content. See you guys in the next video. Bye for now.